welcome to Labor Lens. I am Sharon Ijason. On this week edition of the program, we'll be focusing on issues in the healthcare sector. We also have news stories for you. We will be right back. From domestic workplace to farms and markets, millions of women in Africa continue to face harassment, intimidation, and violence every day. The African Regional Organization of the International Trade Union Confederation warns that women in the informal economy, who make up more than 85% of women's employment in sub-Saharan Africa, are the most vulnerable.
As women advocates in the union, we are going to create awareness. We're going to, create webinars or, hold webinars for enlightening children, especially the adolescents, the youths, on the use of social media. And because you know that what is reigning now is this tech age, everybody is with phone. And by the time you know it, they dive into things that will depress them, that will demoralize them, digital abuses and all that. So I believe that, one, we have to start at parents to start educating this children, trying to tell them the dangers, that is involved in socializing and giving them boundaries as well, making sure that they don't fall into the trap of all these digital damages and abuse.
But beyond physical spaces, the organization says the rise of digital violence is becoming a major threat. Cyber stalking, online harassment, non-consensual sharing of intimate images, and targeted attacks on women activists and unionists are now widespread across the continent.
In this generation, we have seen a lot of celebrities, successful women, being attacked on social media, where their sex tape are released, showing the face of the woman alone. And perpetrators have continued to bring down a lot of women using this social space. We know of Tiwa Savage. She shared her experience recently, how devastating.
There's another form of digital violence, which is identity theft and impersonation. People coming under fake accounts to defraud or to blackmail or tarnish people's image.
We're not just talking about the girl child and the women. We're also saying no to gender violence against men, boys who are bullied, who are harassed. We should have a safe world, a happy world, where nobody is bullied, where nobody is harassed.
Women are afraid to talk. A lot of homes are in disarray simply because they are not speaking up. We are out here today to tell you that when you are in problem, when you have challenges, speak up. If you don't talk, nobody knows what you are passing through. We are preaching against violence. This is your human right to speak when you are being treated badly.
There are so many forms, but the statistics have shown that there are cases of rapes of minor, and our justice system has to also come up and live up to expectation, because justice denied allows for perpetration of evil in the society. There has to be sanctions, but most importantly for us is sensitizing people, creating awareness, changing values.
The trade union body is also urging African government to act by enacting laws against all forms of gender-based violence, extending labor protections to informal and domestic workers, and safeguarding women online.
Nigeria's automotive sector is receiving renewed support as the Industrial Training Fund (ITF) strengthens its partnership with a local automotive company to equip Nigerian artisans with technical skills that meet global standards. The initiative aligns with government policies encouraging private-public sector collaboration to drive job creation and expand local capacity. The Director General of the ITF says the partnership has already completed its first training phase, covering project management, ethics, and global safety practices.
We should scale up Nigeria artisans to international standard. You can see everything we have seen here is international standard. I was saying it just now that what the executive boss I saw there is even more beautiful, aesthetically better, and structurally better than what I saw last week in China. That gladdens my heart. That means we are working. That means Nigeria is moving. And look at the workers there. Look at the youths there in the training. You see them 19, 20, from all the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. This gladdens my heart and makes me very happy. So our purpose is to make more Nigeria trains, bring more trainees to them. That's why we are here, so that they train them, so that they can be fully employed, having their own business, and those that want to travel can even travel and get better, good jobs also from there, and transferring more technology home and bringing the dollars home too.
A major partner in the project says over 3,000 trainees from the ITF have already passed through its facilities. The company has expanded its training classrooms from 50 to 250 capacity in Abuja, with similar expansions underway in Lagos and planned for other regions. Both organizations emphasize that the new model of empowerment goes beyond starter packs. The focus now is on securing job placements, exporting talent for international exposure, and building business incubation platforms that help trainees become globally competitive.
What is in it for me is to first thank the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for introducing Nigerian First policy, and that says that everybody should go back and patronize made in Nigeria everything. I see a new ITF because they've sent over 3,000 students to us for us to train, and they are sending more. Yes, and they're sending more, and they're not just sending them. We train them and they empower them, and that gives us. When it comes to Nigeria, what is missing is the technical know-how. So if you have a philanthropist like this ITF under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, passing this knowledge and making sure Nigerians are empowered, because we have a lot of graduates in Nigeria right now without jobs, but there's that technical shortage in Nigeria that they're trying to fill in. And with this, the sky is the limit for our young Nigerians.
With expanded facilities, upgraded training programs, and a shift towards global standard technical skills, the ITF says it is confident the partnership will play a key role in preparing Nigerian youth for opportunities in the country's growing automotive sector.
The Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria held a day of tribute in honor of the late Comrade Ali Chiroma, who passed away on April 2nd, 2024, at the age of 91.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity, solidarity forever. Solidarity.
Comrade Ali Chiroma, OON MNI, was a renowned Nigerian trade unionist. He was elected Deputy President of the Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria in 1978. And later became president of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) from 1984 to 1988. His tenure coincided with a turbulent political era marked by the military takeover of December 1983. Chiroma's leadership was cut short in 1988 when the military government dissolved the NLC during the regime of General Ibrahim Babangida. He later served as sole administrator of Nupeng.
Leadership means sacrifice. And I want to begin with the sacrifice Alhaji Ali Chiroma made in order to make NSC today what it is today.
Where words fail me to describe the great Iroko we are celebrating today, permit me to recline on the words of Peter Green Ingersoll, who said, "A great man is a torch in the darkness, a beacon in superstition's night, an inspiration and a prophecy." Even those profound words did not very little justice to the grand legacy and virtues left behind by Baba Ali Chiroma. At the very foundation of the Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria is blazoned the name of Comrade Ali Chiroma. This is a statement of fact and history. At the Kaduna Conference Center, the Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria elected its first national leadership. Comrade Ali Chiroma was elected the deputy president of our great union. He served under Comrade Aaron Akimbola, the first president of the Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria.
During his time as NLC president, Ali Chiroma stood firmly against anti-worker policies. He opposed proposed changes to the Minimum Wage Act, which sought to raise the threshold for businesses bound by the act from 50 employees to 500 employees. He also rejected the IMF loan conditions, protested the removal of fuel subsidy, and criticized several elements of the structural adjustment program introduced by the government.
At the age of 17, he was actually the national president of the Rural Health Workers Union of Nigeria. In 1960, he became the president. And all of us remember that during the restructuring of trade unions in 1978, through Decree 22 of 1978, 17 half unions were collapsed together to form the Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria, where he became the deputy president. It was also mentioned that he was the first Nigerian to be appointed the principal of the School of Health Technology from 1977 to 1982. After he left, they had to go and find somebody from Egypt, Dr. Nabil, to come and take over because of the standard he has put in place. That is the kind of person he was. It's recorded that no Nigerian was found worthy. It was an Egyptian, Dr. Nabil, that was brought in to take over from him.
We gathered today under the banner of solidarity, but also under the shadow of memory, the memory of a giant who walked among us, a soldier of the working class, whose boots may have quieted, but whose revolutionary echoes resound through the hills and in the heart of our struggle in Nigeria and throughout Africa. Comrade Ali Chiroma was not merely a leader, he was an organic intellectual of the proletarian struggle, forged in the furnace of shop floor unionism within this very union, the Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria. From this primary constituency of health workers, the lifeblood of our nation's well-being, he rose to lead the center. His journey exemplifies the very principle we hold dear, that true leadership is rooted in the trenches, born from the collective will of the rank and file.
In December 1987, Chiroma and other NLC leaders were detained as the military government intensified pressure on the Congress to withdraw its opposition to the SAP.
Really thankful to the Medical and Health Union, Health Workers Union, that's his constituency, and the NLC for this grand honor. So we have all been, as I said earlier, groomed, regimented into strictness, organization, prudence, and due diligence, which is a shoe that is too large to fit, really. And I wouldn't say we have done it with flying colors, but alhamdulillah, I think we live in this imperfect world and we try.
My opinion about labor has been changed completely. I can see the unity, solidarity of purpose. The song you are singing, solidarity, is completely 100% true. All these labor leaders we have been hearing about are here.
The Day of Tribute celebrated a man remembered not only for his courage and principled leadership during difficult times, but also for his unwavering commitment to justice and the Nigerian working class. Speakers at the event reflected on the current state of the labor movement, emphasizing the need for unity, ideological clarity, and a return to the core values that defined Chiroma's era of activism and service.
Services at public hospitals across the country remain grounded as the strike by the joint health sector unions enters its third week. In a strongly worded statement, the Nigeria Labour Congress says government inaction on signed agreements has pushed health workers to the breaking point, especially on the long-delayed implementation of the Consolidated Health Salary Structure, CONHES. For Johesu, it has been a long road. While doctors under CONMES received their salary adjustment since 2014, other health professionals have waited over 7 years, despite multiple memoranda of understanding. The NLC says the latest memo from the Ministry of Health only confirms what unions have alleged, that government is unwilling to fully implement the agreement. The Labour Congress warns that if government fails to act immediately, it will mobilize all Nigerian workers in solidarity with Johesu, insisting that injury to one is injury to all. As the deadlock continues, millions of Nigerians depending on public hospitals remain the biggest casualties.
On the Profile Interview segment this week, I'll be speaking with the Secretary General of the Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria. It tells me it's of utmost importance for the federal government to lift the embargo on employment to ensure more health workers are injected into the system. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much, Sharon.
It's been a while since we had a conversation.
Thank you very much. My pleasure too.
So finally, we get to speak this year.
I think this is the first time for 2026.
Oh no, 2025.
No, 2025. Sorry.
2025. Okay, so I'd like to ask you about funding in the healthcare sector. Looking at the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria and in Africa, what are your concerns about funding? What will be your recommendations as an experienced trade unionist towards ensuring that we have a more robust healthcare system?
Well, thank you very much. Let me take a context of Nigeria. For me, the budgetary allocation or the funding strategy, the 3 tiers of government mostly used to give to health sector, to me is not even enough. Because healthcare is the only things that a common man or the masses of this country are somehow benefiting or enjoying. So if the funding is not enough or is insufficient, I think common man or masses will suffer a lot. And it is the only sector, if you will agree with me, that said health is wealth. When there is a healthy nation, I'm very much sure we will have a wealthy nation. So I think the funding label by the 3 tiers of government to health system, to health sector, I think need to be encouraged, or rather need to be adjusted. 15% of budgetary allocation is not even enough, as I said. But in my opinion, I think it is not a waste if the 3 tiers of government can allocate even 40% of the budgetary allocation to the health sector. I think that sector is deserved to be adequately funded.
Moving forward towards the workforce in the healthcare sector, the General Secretary of the Union, how have you been able to ensure that your members are adequately taken care of at a time like this, whereby we know that workers are we know that hospitals are understaffed?
Thank you very much. I think let me start by the issue of the workforce. All the facilities ranging from the federal to the state and even local government facilities, if you go around, you will discover that the manpower in those facilities are very, very inadequate. There are some units, you can see a single person is taking care of service delivery in that unit instead of at least 4, 5, at times even 9 persons, because in the health sector, we run on shift. But you can see single individual taking or rather handling the service delivery of that unit. Therefore, I think there is need for the government to adjust or rather improve on the workforce of health sector. Then coupled with, it is not an issue of option. or rather an issue of opinion. I think it is the most the federal government should do everything possible to address the welfare of healthcare professionals in the country. Just 2 years ago, by now, even the Honorable Minister of the Coordinating Minister cannot tell you actually the number of people, the number of health professionals that moved out from this country to other different countries because of the poor package, salary package. So I think, as I said, there is need for the federal government or the 3 tiers of government to address the issue of workforce. Already, we have this trained and qualified health personnel in all the aspects or in all the tiers. But that issue of employment embargo, no employment is going on, despite the fact that on daily basis people are retiring or exiting the services, some are dying, but there is no replacement of those people. So there is no way you can do away with the issue of insufficient staff at those places.
So what will be your recommendations going
My
forward?
recommendation is government should do everything possible. There will be no positive health care services delivery in those facilities. Then in primary aspect, we are always crying on this issue of 5 killer diseases of children, which I think if there is a proper workforce, those people will add right, the privileges, and even welfare of our members. Are taken care or are addressed by the federal government. I think while we were on that next meeting, there was an invitation from the Minister of Finance in respect of one of our agitation.
Earned a bachelor's degree in English literature, Shoyinka's master's degree